What happens when people twist the Bible to justify violence? We've seen it before. Wars, rebellions, and massacres, all justified using the Bible. And with the rise of Christian nationalism, we're dangerously close to repeating that history. Something is very wrong. But did Jesus really call for violence? Let's look at the facts. Matthew 10:34 has been used to justify wars, and recently some conservative Christians have twisted it to promote a warlike mentality against anyone who opposes them. In this verse, Jesus says, "Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace, but a sword." The problem is, Jesus wasn't talking about war. The sword he refers to represents division, not violence. In the following verses, he explains that following him will bring conflict, even within families. When Peter actually used a real sword, Jesus stopped him, healing the man Peter attacked. If Jesus didn't allow his own disciples to fight, how can anyone claim he wanted a holy war? Luke 22:36 is often used to justify an obsession with guns, with some believing they must arm themselves as God's righteous warriors. Yes, Jesus told his disciples to buy swords, but when they brought him two, he said that was enough. If Jesus were calling for an armed uprising, two swords wouldn't cut it in any battle. This was a metaphor, not a call to arms. This wasn't about self-defense, militias, or stockpiling weapons. The fight wasn't against people. Jesus wasn't preparing his followers for battle. He was preparing them for hardships. And when people tried to make Jesus king by force in John 6:15, he rejected it. Jesus wanted nothing to do with earthly power, let alone violence. He didn't come to seize control of governments. In Revelation 19, Jesus is described with a sword, but it comes from his mouth, not his hand. It's not a weapon of war, it's his words. Revelation is full of metaphors. No one expects literal beasts to rise from the sea, yet some Christians pick and choose which verses to take literally, while ignoring the broader teachings that don't fit their agenda. Some twist Acts 5:29, we must obey God rather than men, to justify rebellion and even violence in the name of God. But when the apostles said this, did they grab weapons? No. They kept preaching. There's a big difference between standing for your faith and waging war. Yes, Ephesians 6:12 speaks of warfare, but not against people. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual battle, not an excuse to storm government buildings. Finally, let's not forget the early Christians who suffered brutal persecution never fought back. That alone speaks volumes. Jesus rejected violence altogether. His followers did fight, but with faith and love, not violence.